Significant.
Significant. Welcome to Significant Life, the podcast for women who want to live, lead, and serve from an anchored place. I'm your host, Janice Anderson, wife, mother of three, CEO, and lover of all things Jesus. I firmly believe that strong women need an even stronger support system. So whether you need to get it done or come undone, this is a place where you can do it all without second guessing who you are, disconnecting from those you love, or undervaluing your irreplaceable contribution to the world. Regardless of what you're facing, this I know for sure. You were created to live and enjoy a significant life. Let's dive into today's episode. Listen, it has been a while. I played too much and I missed you, and I hope you missed me too. So here's what I'm going to do. This is Janice, by the way. The next couple of episodes. So girl, life has been happening, and it's been happening in ways that I cannot even begin to unpack right now in this intro, but I will in the next few episodes, maybe in about 4 or 5 episodes. So just stay tuned because so much is going on. At the time of this intro, we are having a global crisis in Ukraine. And so right now we just take time to pray for the people of Ukraine. 70% of the people in that country profess to be believers. Those are our brothers and sisters that are being attacked and that are being just forced out of where they are by greed. That's it, by greed. And so we just take time to just pray a prayer of protection over them. Father, we ask now in the name of Jesus that you would extend your arm of mercy and of grace over those, your people, that your wings will be spread over them, God, and that you would allow them to find peace and solace in the midst of turmoil. I'm asking now, Father, that the peacemakers that are on the land, the peacemakers that are attached to those nations, the peacemakers who are allies for the Ukraine nation, that will stand and arise and declare your peace, God, that you would give them wisdom and strategy now that would allow them to influence change positively for the people in Ukraine. Stay the hand of the enemy and show forth your glory in a way that many will look, they will see, and they will know there is a God, and he is good, and he loves his people. I ask that now in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So I know that a lot has been going on, and I want to catch you up. So here's what I want to tell you about the episode you're going to listen to. It is an episode that it wasn't a podcast episode, but I think you need to hear it because many of us as strong women tend to take on things that don't belong to us. And so I thought it fitting that in this season, in this time, that we just take a minute to pause and to check with our mindset and check with our thinking and make sure that we're not allowing anything or anyone to take up mental real estate unnecessarily, in our brains and in our minds. So I want you to take a listen to this episode and let me know what you think. It is something I recorded previously for my public platform, but I thought it would be fitting to share with you here on the podcast. And actually the next few episodes, I'm going to do a couple of those things as we gear up for the upcoming masterclass. So if you've been wanting to work with me, OMG girl, you better just pay close attention. The masterclass is coming up. Those are your opportunities to spend a day with me and my awesome community and other women. It's open to the public. And we go deep in specific areas of life. We just finished our planning masterclass where we defined and designed our significant life plan of action. Let me tell you, that masterclass was amazing. And not only was it amazing, there was an amazing opportunity for me to display personally what it looks like to adjust your plan not abandon it when life happens. But I'll talk about that in the next episode. So if you know that you want to go deep on specific areas of life, like you're like, Janice, you know what? I've been wanting to work with a coach. I've been needing a safe community where I can come undone or get it done or do both, whatever I need to do. Our masterclass series is absolutely right for you. Simply go to my website, mysignificantlife.org/masterclass, and you'll see when the next one is happening, what the topic is. We cover things such as spiritual maturity, financial freedom. Can't wait for that one. It's going to be amazing. Our next one is coming up is creating and cultivating life-giving relationships, at least at the time of this particular broadcast. And so many more. Vocation and career. Cannot wait for that masterclass. Totally going to change your life, whether you're an entrepreneur, a career woman, or if you're someone on the other side of your career and you want to know, how do I make my impact in the world in a way that is significant, meaningful, making a difference, profitable? Yes. Bringing resources into your world, and also that doesn't cause you to strive or strain or be stressed out. So stay tuned. Just go to mysignificantlife.org/masterclass. Get on the wait list if there's not one open, or register for the one that is happening now. Okay, enough of all the preliminaries. Let's just dive into this episode. I look forward to hearing how this one is going to transform your world. Enjoy. This great thing that they do, they often find themselves making things happen at the expense of who they are. And no one really knows that they're struggling with their peace, or they're wrestling with feeling like they're enough, or they feel like if one more thing happens, they're going to lose it, and they can't stop because everything is depending on them to come through. And so in the community, Significant Life, I have the awesome opportunity to help them live, show up in their day-to-day lives, lead, show up with their key relationships, and serve, show up in a way that they make their contribution, whether it's their entrepreneurial endeavors, their businesses, their nonprofits, or the ministries that they serve alongside, from an anchored place. So everything can be falling apart without them coming undone. Or if they need to come undone, they realize that they're not a mess. They're just having a messy moment. All right, so that's enough about who I am and why I'm jumping on here today. Typically in the community that I have, in the Significant Life community, I do what we call a mentor moment. And with the mentor moment, what we do is I help the ladies to see, just a quick insight that I'll provide that's going to help move them forward from a place of strength. And I decided that today, this mentor moment was worth sharing with each of you. Now, because I am also a wife and a mother, you're probably going to hear noise in the background, because my whole life is happening in the middle of this live. And I'm trying to text the people in my house and say, could y'all quiet down a little bit? Because I'm trying to go live and share some amazing nuggets with my community that's on Facebook, because I haven't gone live in a long time. Okay. So anyway, while I'm texting them and telling them to be quiet, I want you to get your pen and your paper out, because I want you to stop owning what doesn't belong to you. Go ahead and write that in the chat. I stop owning. I will not own what does not belong to me. Say that one more time. I will not own what does not belong to me. In my work, I work with people who are passionate about making results and showing up well and doing things that are going to help those in their lives live better, move forward faster, just do an all-around good job. In that, so these are people who serve as support. They serve in support roles to key leaders. Some of them are leading many groups of people. And so it's important that the people that they serve, that they show up well and that things go well. And sometimes when your desire to show up well and to make sure that everything goes well, you can inadvertently own what does not belong to you. So having this conversation with a woman in my community, and we were talking about, she said to me, they're making me feel like I'm incompetent. That's the boss. It's making me feel like I'm incompetent, I'm slow, and I don't know what I'm doing. Have you ever felt incompetent, slow, and like you don't know what you're doing? Well, when she said that, I was enraged. I was enraged because I know she's none of those. She's not slow. She's not incompetent. And she absolutely knows what she's doing. But I was enraged because that she allowed that anybody could to get into her headspace in such a way that she questioned whether she was good enough for the job. Now, I could go on with the simple fact that they hired you, the fact that they asked you to come, the fact that you got the invitation to come and speak, or they said, hey, we want you to help us with this. The fact that they called on you to do the thing, that of all the applicants, of all the people they could reach out to, they reached out to you. I can harp just on that and say, what Christine Kane has said years ago when I was at a conference in 2014, I will never forget it. She says, the invitation is the validation. If they invited you, you're good enough for the job because they could have invited anybody else. I could stop there, but I'm not. Where I'm going to go a little bit further. So 1A, this bonus, this ain't really one of the points. The invitation is the validation. But really, I want to give you some practical steps, some things that you can actually do to make sure that you validate to you, if to no one else, that you are good enough for the job, and this is their stuff, not your stuff. Y'all ready? Okay, so number one. Now, this is going to be very practical. I'm not about to give you no scriptures right now, okay? You're God's daughter. You made in his image and in his likeness, but I'm going to give you some practical things that I need you to focus on as you're moving forward before you start owning stuff that doesn't belong to you. Number one, when doing a job, when showing up for a specific task, when signing up, raising your hand, the first thing you want to look at is, do I have the skills for the job? Do I have the skills? If I'm gonna do this job, do I possess the skills? What is the know-how? What are the things that are needed to succeed in this particular thing that I'm about to do? I'm gonna give you an example of a second grade teacher. So let's just say you want to be a second grade teacher and you want to be a wonderful second grade teacher. If you were my client and I were coaching you, I would tell you to go and look at the job description for a second grade teacher in the highest, the most prestigious school in your city. So I'd say go look at, in my city, I'll say Paces Academy. It's a private school here where I live, and the tuition is about $50K per student. So if parents are paying $50,000 for their child to get an education at this school, I want to know, and this is a grade school, they're paying that amount of money. I want to know, what are the qualifications of a teacher at that school? So I would send you to their website, and I would say your homework assignment is to go to the top schools in your city. And I want you to just get 5 top schools and look at what are the criteria for the teachers in that school system, that school district, or that particular school. Then I would say, after you've looked at what are the requirements, because if parents are willing to invest that much money sending their students to this caliber school, then the teachers must have probably pretty high credentials and high qualifications. Make a list. And I'd like for you to take the next 6 months, 6 to 12 months, making sure that you possess the skills and the experience to perform at a level to get a job at that school. This is literally just a matter of skill set. This is a matter of skills. Can I do the job? Can I do what is in that job description? Some of you just need to stop and make sure you can live up to your job description. Some of you are saying people are blaming you and they're causing me, and they're saying I'm not good enough, and they're accusing me of being incompetent because you are. And the reason why I'm saying that is this is not a matter of opinion. This is a matter of performance. Can you do the job? Okay. So first thing, I'm not even looking at nobody's hating on you. You can't do the job, or can you do the job well? So after you looked at your skills and you're making sure that you're performing at the highest level possible for the role in which you're being hired for or selected for or asked to perform, I'm performing at a level of excellence and I'm producing results because I have the skill. Then we're going to move on to number 2, because remember, we're trying to figure out, should I be owning what's going on right now? Should I be owning that drop ball? Should I be owning the fact that they think that I'm incompetent? Should I be owning this or not? Okay. Number 2, then you want to look at, okay, I got the skills to do the job, but then Do I have, this could go either way. Do I have the system to support the job? So here is one thing when I have the skills, I know that I'm good at this because I've done this over and over again, and I can produce the results. I know that I can produce the results. I've done this a billion times. When I look at that job description, I can do I've been doing that in my sleep. I've been doing it for the last 10 to 20 years. But do you have a structured way that you leverage your skills to get the results that they want that you can go to every single time? I know this sounds like, I low key feel like I'm teaching a business seminar right now, but this is the kind of conversation that I have with ladies in my community and people who call me second guessing themselves and feeling like maybe it's imposter syndrome or whatever else. No, it's literally you are failing to look at the whole truth. Do you have the skills? Do you have a system to support you being able to leverage those skills to get the results that they're looking for? Let me give you a prime example. We have a nanny. She is thebomb.com. I don't even want to put her name out there because I don't want nobody to try to get her. I love her. And when I tell you she is effective and she's amazing with our little girl, she is effective and she's amazing with our little girl. She low-key is the reason why my house keep on running right and has been running well over these last few months that she's been with us, like since February. She's amazing. But can I tell you, but also not only is she highly skilled, she has a system. She has a system of what she does on a daily basis with my daughter. She has what she does when she comes in, how she feeds her, what the feeding schedule is, what the learning schedule is. I know they do arts 2 to 3 days a week. I know when they go on walks, because she's not going to be here in 2 days. And because she's not here, the girl already got me the art projects that I'm gonna have to do with my daughter because she has a systematic way of working. So whenever I'm questioning, did Journey do this? Or, oh, what about this for Journey? She's like, did you look at her daily sheet? Because not only does she have a system, her system is documented so that I can go and check. So I don't have to be texting her all throughout the day. Miss Janice and Mr. Maurice can go and look at the daily sheet that Miss Stephanie created for Journey. Many of us are being blamed for stuff because we don't have a systematic way of doing the job that we're hired for or people come into our life to expect. And so we're all over the place. And because there's no system, we don't know where the ball is dropped. And so then I feel incompetent because I don't have a documented system or way of doing this that is reliable, that I know it's going to work, that's predictable, that's easy for people to follow, that's easy for us to see where are the holes. When I'm asking Stephanie, this is literally true. I asked Stephanie last week. I was like, when was the last time Journey ate? She was so nice. I was like, she was getting ready to leave. And I was like, when was the last time she ate? And she said, oh, remember, Miss Janice, I altered the daily sheet so that you could see. I was like, oh. I told her earlier today when I was sharing with her that I was going to use her as an example. I said, you know what you really was telling me, right? I said, you were so nice. He was like, oh, remember I altered the daily sheet? But what you really were saying to me is, lady, I fill out this sheet every week so you'll know what happens when. Why are you asking me? If you're going to come to me, why am I creating these sheets? So essentially she's saying, I've documented the process. I've created a system and an approach that we can go to so we can see where everything is. And you can always see what she ate and what time she ate because we have a whole system. Do you have a system? Do you have a systematic way that you leverage the skills that you have to get the outcome that the people around you are desiring from you? So skills, system, and here's the last thing, strategy. Now, strategy is execution plan. So we can alter the way, which order we're going to use it. We can have the strategy first. So that is our plan to make something happen and systems that support that strategy. Or you can have the systems and then you can have a strategy. So let me just, however you want to do it, that's on you. Okay. You can go system second or strategy second. I came with strategy third. Okay. So this is a strategy. It is the plan in which you're going to execute things. It is the way that you make it happen. It is how you get to the ultimate vision. Okay. Systematically is what makes it flow, is predictable. And the strategy is how you're going to do that. What ultimately, how I want to get to, where I want to get to and how I'm going to get to there. Okay. So a lot of times what's happening with us is we're not operating strategically. We don't have no strategy. We're just doing whatever you come up with. Ask me something, I'm gonna do it. And it's no strategy. It's no plan. So literally, if someone asks for something today, I'm doing it today. And the struggle with that and the problem with that is what happens if someone asks for 10 things in one day? You're trying to do all the 10 things right now because they just asked for all the 10 things. How do you know if you're at capacity? How do you know if you can make it happen? How do you know if you're going to be doing that in the most optimal way possible? How do you know? When is the cutoff? Like what is the strategic way? What is the map? What is the plan to get to where the outcome is? That's the strategy. So when I'm working with my clients, both on my consulting business, as well as when I'm telling clients, when I'm coaching with clients in the Significant Life community, I like to encourage us to think in terms of two things: routine responsibilities and special projects. Routine responsibilities and maybe strategic projects, because strategic projects are not going on all the time, but it is a special project, a strategic project, and then sometimes it may be a special request. It's something that I don't do routinely. So routinely, Miss Stephanie, go back to my example. She know that every day she's feeding Journey. Every day Journey is learning. Every day 2 days a week she's doing an art and activity. Every day they're going outside or doing some type of physical activity. That's every single day. That's routine. She's eating, she's getting changed, she's getting a bath every single day. But then there are times when we have special, and then, there are times when we have special projects. And special projects are things that are not routine. Now, because 2 days a week are really busy days for me, Tuesdays and Thursdays are really busy. Those are client-facing days. All my clients that are listening, hey, y'all, to the ladies in the Significant Life community, y'all know I did a working session earlier today. And to my agency clients in the consulting business, hey, I done been on the phone with you today. We've been going over your strategy and making sure things work apart. I work hard on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we got a special project where Stephanie, my nanny, will meal prep for me. So I'll tell her what we're having for dinner and she'll make sure everything is prepped so that all I have to do is when I'm in my workday is go and cook, because I actually enjoy cooking for my family. Well, it was a special project, but now it's a routine activity because every day she's meal prepping, right? So special project would probably be something like what is out of the ordinary. Today is basketball and today is coding for my 12-year-old. So she plays basketball and she's taking a coding class. So a special task for this week is, hey, my husband's out of town. We're down one driver. Could you pick Jada up from basketball practice? Are y'all tracking with me? I'm telling you all of this because before you blame the drop ball, before you blame your inability to come through or the fact that you didn't come through, before you blame, oh man, a mishap or this didn't happen, before you own a mistake that doesn't belong to you, I want you to slow down long enough to say, you know what, first of all, hello, check in. Do I have the skills necessary to do this job and perform it well? Do I have the skills? Like, I'm being honest. Not am I hoping and wishing, but I got the doggone skills with the results to come behind it. Do I have skills? Number two, you're asking yourself, do I have a system? Do I have a way that I work? Like a way that I make this happen? I'm not just all willy-nilly doing this. I actually have a flow. I have a system. I have a process that I can go to every single time to make sure this is effective, because I've done this more than one time and I have a systematic way. I have a step-by-step flow for how I'm doing this. And then three, I do have a strategy, a plan to execute the thing that I'm doing. Like I have a strategy that I'm doing for this particular task, not my way of doing it, but the strategy of how I'm going to get to the person in my lives, the person who is in my life requesting something of me to that end result. I have a strategy. If my husband called me right now and said, honey, I need you. Well, he actually did this. Honey, I need you to bring me my wallet because I left it at home. This happened today. It's like, okay. So I had to think through what way was I going to do that? How am I going to, what is the best way for me to get him the wallet? Like, am I going to take the highway? Like, how am I going to do that? What's my execution plan? Okay. Got it. Y'all got it. A lot of times we own stuff because we haven't slowed down to look at those three critical areas. And so when people are coming at us all willy-nilly, or they're accusing us of not being enough, or we are made to feel as if I'm, as the person who I spoke with today, incompetent, slow, and don't know what I'm doing, is because is this mic on? You, the person watching me, haven't slowed down long enough to take stock in skills, slow down to take stock in the systems, slow down to take stock in my strategy, my strategic approach. Because when you slow down and you take stock in those things, girl, you realize they ain't you, that's you. It ain't you, it's the other person. You just gave me the idea 5 minutes ago. So how in the world do you expect for me to capitalize and do this thing well when you literally just came up with the idea 5 minutes ago? Now, I'm gonna say this at the expense of hurting somebody's feelings, and I'm not trying to, but I want to be very honest. In my consulting business, and I've been full-time in this business, we're in 2021, gosh, almost 20 years. I've been full-time. 2022 will be 20 years. I'm in full-time serving leaders in my consulting business, providing strategy, branding, marketing, and execution services on branding and marketing tactics. The way leaders that I don't just work with leaders, I work with visionary leaders. Y'all, they have a vision literally every second, and 90% of them want that vision executed on 1.5 seconds after they've had the idea. So I got an idea in 1 second, 1.5 seconds later, I want you to execute on that idea. And early in my career, I would try to make it happen. Go figure. Number one, I love what I do. And I love who I get to work with. I love it. You give me a vision, I literally can create your roadmap, and we can not just create the roadmap, but work the roadmap. It is literally who I am. On the Strength Finders, my number one strength is strategist. I am a strategist through and through. I am going to create a roadmap to get from point A to B, and I do it easily because it is a natural born ability that I have. Praise the Lord. The challenge with that is with every strategy, it takes capacity to carry it out. And if I say yes, 1.5 seconds later, after you've given me the vision that I can carry it out right now, I am not given room to even consider that I have a capacity. I'm not even considering the last 10 things you gave me yesterday when you had ideas. And what happens is the strategist on the other end, I said, I'm not going to give no scriptures, but if you're struggling in your identity and you're not sure about who you are, you're trying to come through on every single thing that they ask because your identity is tied to that. Because you're thinking, if I'm good enough, I should be able to do this. If I'm smart enough, I should be able to make it happen. If I am who I say I am and who they think I am, I should be able to pull this off. When in actuality, it has nothing to do with that. You got the skills. You have the systems. They literally didn't give time for the system to work because you only gave me 5 minutes because you just came up with the idea 5 minutes ago. But you, person who is watching me and listening to me, it's up to you to slow down long enough to say, okay, number one, can I really do this job? Yes. Go look at the job description. You know you can do it. Look at your history. Check your history. You can do this. Number two, what is my system for making this happen? Like Miss Stephanie, did you look at the sheet? Every day I fill out the sheet. Every day I do these things with Journey in the morning and these days in the afternoon. I have a system that makes sure that I can flow consistently, easily, with grace, and efficiently. Is this strategic? Based on the plan that we have to get Journey to this place by the time she's 2 years old, how does this thing that you're asking me to do fit into that? When you have looked at all three of those areas and someone comes to you and they want something that's impossible, and it's impossible because you don't have the capacity, not that you don't have the capability, it's just I don't have the capacity. I don't have the capacity because when I hang up from here, I got to go cook dinner. I don't have the capacity because when I get through, remember I said there's coding and then there's basketball practice. I don't have the capacity because I want a nap. Not that I don't have the capability or I don't have the wisdom or I don't have the intellect or I don't have the skill. I don't have the capacity. I don't care how amazing you are. Please look at me. Please hear me. Please receive this. I don't care how amazing you are and how much you love the Lord and how sharp you are and how smart you are. You have limited capacity because you're a human. And I'm saying, honor your capacity. So when people come at you sideways, or when you're working with a visionary leader who wants 29,000 things done within the next 30 minutes, you can confidently say, hey, I'd be happy to do that for you. Here are the other things that are on my plate. Can you please prioritize me? Because in order for this to get done, something is not going to get done. Is anybody tracking with me? Is anybody tracking with me? Okay. So I just wanted to share that it is not your stuff. Please stop owning things that don't belong to you. I would like for you to return to sender. And I want you to do it graciously from a place of strength, from a place of confidence, recognizing a couple of things. You are good enough for the job. If you did what I said in number one, if you've taken the time to look at your skills and evaluate your skills against the highest in that area, or the most prestigious job or job description in that field, and you know that you can do them with ease, with grace, and get the results that are needed, you have the skills. Great. Yay. And then you've slowed down long enough to say, you know, I've done this enough time that I have a systematic way of doing this. Honor that. And then you know that there's a strategy that you're working toward. You're not just doing things all willy-nilly. You're doing things to an expected end, that there's a particular end that you're trying to achieve, and this is where that fits in. Then it's not you. And you don't have to own it. And you don't have to second guess yourself. And we don't have to embrace the dreaded and so ever popular imposter syndrome that's going around right now. You can say, you know what? I am confident that I can do this, but I'm likely not going to be able to do it right now because of the other things that are on my plate. So I just want to stop and give you a mentor moment. I did it on my public page. I'm going to share it to my group because typically it's only in my group. I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions, I'll stick around for a few minutes to see if you have any questions. And I just want to say thank you for coming to my mentor moment today. I hope that it helped you. So let's see if there are any questions. I'm looking here on Facebook. Any questions? Hey, Shanita, how are you? Let's see. Questions. I know Facebook's takes a couple of minutes. I'm gonna look on my phone to see if there are any questions because it's been a long time since I've been live. I don't see any questions. I just see Shanita writing on here. You're welcome, Adele. Hey sis, how are you? Good to see you. Are you all rested and recovered? Because I was not expecting to see you on here. Yeah, I just wanted to drop in and share that with you because I just see too many amazing women. Because mostly women do this. It's something we own. Men are not owning stuff that does belong to them. But I see too many amazing women who work really hard to become who they are. Allow someone who is a visionary, who is by nature of who they are, they're focused on what's in the future, not on the details of what's now. And as a strategist who gets to be a visionary in one of my businesses, I know that place. I know that my job is to come alongside the visionary and bring some perspective to this tunnel vision that they have, this future focus that they have. I bring perspective to it. And thank God I have the grace for it. So I'm not often offended by the need to want something right away. And now that I'm secure in who I am, thank you, Father, for a God perspective, therapy, and hard work. So it's a lot of really knowing who I am in God, knowing who I am because of him, getting rid of stinking thinking and, things that used to parade my identity and shape my identity, and really knowing the truth and living from that place and then doing the work. I mean, literally just doing the work. I'm not moved. I can say, oh, that ain't my stuff. That's them. And so I can say it without being mean. I can say it without being dishonorable. I can say it without being disrespectful. I can just literally lay out, hey, here's where we are. This is what you're asking for. You can gladly do it. But based on what we already have set, then we probably need to move some things around. And then leave it up to the visionary, leave it up to the person making the request to say, is this possible? I know Stephanie does that to me often. That's our nanny. And she's like, Miss Janice, I'm so sorry I didn't get to. I'm like, girl, I just came up with this idea just 5 minutes ago. It's okay. I mean, I would love for you to be able to do it, but since I just came up with the idea 5 minutes ago and we probably already have a schedule for the weekend, I'm okay. And I want you to be able to do the same thing without saying, oh man, I dropped the ball. So I hope this blessed you. If it helped you, please drop me a comment. And if you like this, I forgot, I could tell y'all now, I got a whole podcast called The Significant Life Podcast with Janice Anderson on iTunes and the Apple Store and the no, iTunes, App Store, same thing. On Apple Store and Google Play Store and wherever your favorite podcast is, you can check out more things like this. I'm kind of excited, but this is the first time I've said it publicly. We will send out some emails and other amazing marketing because that's what we do when I slow down long enough to do that. But I hope this helped you. Stop owning stuff that don't belong to you. All right. I love y'all so much. Take care. Goodbye.